Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Crystal Tomb. I am kcStranger, and these are my players who just a moment ago became able to hear me again. Last time, the party was making camp after skirmishing with a goblinoid patrol, and they again felt the jarring sensation that they've now come to associate with a timeline shift. After the shift, they realized that they had lost most of the magical items they took from Ertazun and Geryon, the two members of the Ashal that they had previously captured. However, the Scepter of Command remained under their possession, and Anya confirmed that they had indeed recovered it, but that Ertazun and Geryon had escaped the encounter. A few days later, they were surprised to run into Crow, an Orog, a big bad orc, who's known to Fowlin. He claimed that he'd met the party a few days earlier and left to scout ahead, and he agreed to join their party on the journey to Tavros Peak on account of him wanting to go basically the same direction, as well as his general concern about events going on in the forest. Shortly afterwards, the party realized they were under pursuit by a second patrol. As they ran, they spied and sought refuge in a hidden temple, which revealed itself to be dedicated to Carullo. There they received knowledge and blessings from Carullo. They learned that Johann was still alive. Also, Alistair studied some stone reliefs depicting an ancient battle and made a tracing of a man wielding the Scepter of Command. Finally, Fowlin prayed, and Carullo, having just been made aware that the party was unhinged in time, brought Fowlin to a place where he did battle with an aberration. After killing it, Fowlin realized that the powers granted to him by the Aboleth had left him. As he left the temple, however, he did receive a ring of 3 wishes as a blessing from Carullo. So, as we pick up, you find yourselves on the near side of a small mountain, gazing up at Tavros Peak, which disappears into the clouds. No, I don't like this one. Never mind. A short distance below, you see the grassland that separates the 2 mountains, with a herd of some sort moving across it in the distance. The foot of the peak is perhaps 10 miles away, and you guess that you might have 3 hours of daylight remaining. Since you entered the temple, it seems that no time at all has passed, or else you emerged at the same time of day as you went in, and you feel no more fatigue than when you entered. So I sort of mentioned this in that long introduction, but just to point this out, you do realize that you're looking east at Tavros Peak, which would indicate that you're looking from somewhere like over here. So
there's so many lines on this.
So you're somewhere here.
Oh, right. There.
We're not too far away, right? Oh.
No, you're about 10 miles to the peak.
And you said like 3 hours of daylight?
Yep. And right now you're sort of on the foothill of one of the smaller mountains.
But then we gotta actually climb up the mountain. I said we could get to the mountain and then make a camp there.
Sort of a base camp.
Get out.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that plan.
All right. So are you trying to beat a hasty path across in order to make it before the sun goes down? Are you trying to be more careful for anything that might jump out at you? What's the plan there?
Oh wait, hold on. Quick question. Did Fallon tell us that he has a ring of wish, or is this only him know?
I am not aware that he has done so.
I have not. No.
We saw him get a box, and that was it. I think, right?
I think
only box, right?
I mentioned that he got a box. Yeah.
Did I see the box?
Didn't I get out there before the rest of them, or no?
You and Kane are both running out there.
Oh yeah, you guys did.
Yeah, it depends on whether Kane was paying attention. Kane, give me a
perception. Can I roll for paying attention?
I remember I rolled the ring underneath my... No, that's way too late. I rolled the ring under the diamonds were not visible.
We're establishing something that was never established at the time.
No.
What you're doing is giving him an option to be cognizant after.
You were too happy about
how many weeks ago?
Stuff. You didn't notice Fallon. Or actually, you know what? Fallon, give me sleight of hand. If you can
10 weeks ago.
No one saw.
Yes, approximately 7 years ago, when the last session occurred, in the.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. You just very slyly took a look at that thing, shuffled it in with the rest of your stuff.
That was but Kane's a bro. He would have just been like, "What'd you get in the box?" And then you probably could have just tricked him.
I mean, that said, if you're not, are you wearing the ring?
Yeah, but it's turned around like on my hand, like where it just looks like because it was a wooden ring, right,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
3 diamonds inset. The diamonds are on the inside palm part of my hand,
Okay.
so it looks like just a plain old dumb wood ring.
Okay.
Why do you have your stupid wood ring on, Fallon?
Well, wait a minute. You know,
I'm kidding.
yeah,
I'll just
right.
when in the forest, you know.
All right, fair enough. Yeah. So you guys want to take off right away then?
Yeah, I think so. And well, in terms of how we're setting off, would it take us about 3 hours to get to the base of that mountain?
You could do it maybe in about 2.5 if you don't run into difficulties moving at a normal pace.
So hurrying, we would get there faster.
Yeah. It'd be a little bit more safe in case something came up.
I think being a bit safe is fine.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'm down for being safe.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
We narrowly dodged one set of people who, no, think about it, Casey.
Mm-hmm.
If we had, because I remember last week, this session, I was going to try and turn invisible and see like who it was that was following us. We decided not to do that.
Okay.
So it would have been the moment you were looking for me to find out mid-session that I didn't have the power.
All right. Well, okay. So yeah, you set out across this grassland. The way is pretty straight, although you have to divert at a few points in order to go around. At one point, you have to navigate around what turns out to be a herd of gazelle. You have to go around a few small thickets and go over some streams, and at one point, a little oasis that's fed by a stream from the mountain. Let me see. So 2 people who are leading the way can make survival checks. You do have NPCs with you if you want to have one of them lead as well.
Let's have an NPC. Doesn't Crow know this area?
Okay. Yeah. So when you mention that, Crow says, "I've come through here once. We don't go to the mountain." But he will aid Fallon's check.
Damn it, Crow.
Okay. All right. So you do the direction you take off in, you go a ways, and then you realize that you're coming up on one of these larger areas of hard terrain. It's very swampy around where this little oasis is, so you decide that you have to divert to go around it. And as you finally get around it and have an open path to the mountain, maybe the foot of the mountain is maybe just a mile or 2 away. You can see it pretty clearly. You look up at the sun and realize that you're running out of daylight. So your choices are to either use the last bit of daylight that you have to try to find some place to camp, or to just hurry on to the mountain and try to get up and make your base camp in the dark.
I mean, I think we could, enough of us have dark vision, we could do it in the dark. You should try and get to the mountain.
I kind of forget we have that. Yeah, I suppose.
Okay, all right. So, yeah, you guys continue on towards the mountain, trying to hurry to squeeze out the value of every last little bit of light. You finally do reach the foot of the mountain, and surprisingly, normally a mountain isn't just like immediately like, hey, we're in the grassland, and then like boom, there's a mountain going straight up. Normally it sort of gradually rises into a series of foothills. But as you get closer to this thing, you realize that you're looking at a big wall of rock, and that you would have to actually go a significant way north in order to have an easier climb. And yeah, so you're looking up at this thing, maybe what I would say about a 50-foot cliff face that you've got to climb.
We're trying to make camp.
Yeah, you're trying to get to the base of the mountain before you.
Yeah, we're not gonna climb up 50 feet.
Jato portal.
I pop up in a portal for 60 feet.
Anya looks over at you and says, well, I did bring some extra supplies because I considered that we might have run into this kind of situation, but I mean, I just have a few hooks and some climbing gear that won't make it particularly easy. And as she finishes saying the word easy, you hear a series of call them roars, call them shrieks, echo from up the mountain, not very, or actually, yeah, echo from up the mountain, not very far from where you guys are.
Maybe we should avoid saying things like that. You know, just saying something easy or what could go wrong. You know, we should avoid the cliches, guys.
Sorry, but
I have some rope.
Yeah, well, Alistair said something about a portal.
Oh, I already opened it. It's open.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Alistair, I didn't realize that was you actually opening. All right, so at this moment, yeah, Alistair sort of gestures, and you know everyone is sort of standing in a cluster talking to each other, but he just sort of waves his hand and points, and you see this shimmering portal hanging open. And at the same moment, however, you hear those roars from the mountainside, and they're particularly close. So we're going to switch over to here. And I'm going to move.
Okay, as Fallon's going to completely ignore hearing the sound at first, and he's going to notice the portals. He's going to say, you know, like 2 days ago, I could have done that.
Rock roll.
Because my cloak went missing.
Well, why do they have 50s on them?
That is elevation, but I was anticipating this happening in a slightly different way, so I have to move some things around.
Okay, but we see this.
Oh, this was going to be all. This was going to be that Obi-Wan versus Anakin thing.
They have the high ground.
You know, I'm ashamed I haven't thought of using high ground jokes during our session, Stalker.
Oh god, I just zoomed the map out even further.
Yeah, I just did too.
Oh yeah.
Whoopsies.
They're all gone. Oh no, they moved. Oh, there's a whole like cliff thing here. Oh.
Yeah, I didn't see the cliff at all.
But when I scroll down, it
so now are they below or above us?
They're above us. They're like 50 feet up. This is that sheer rock wall we're looking at.
Oh, so we haven't taken the portal yet.
This is a nifty map you made here, Casey.
We're sending in Alistair first.
Very three-dimensionally.
I think we should send Colleen.
So
wait,
actually,
so did he make the... So, wait, is the portal being made from the bottom to the top here?
Yeah.
I had to be like...
so.
Yeah. Yes, that was the goal. Alistair doesn't climb 50 feet. That seems bad for him.
So, and they're going to be flying... So this is their elevation above the ground where you guys are. So since they're flying down from the mountain, I'm putting it a bit higher. So they're about 15 feet above the mountain slope, flying down at you guys. And then we'll draw ourselves a little portal. So I will say Alistair has opened the portal right there. Or actually, let me do this better.
It's only 60 feet, so it probably has to be pretty close to the base wherever we.
Yeah, that's actually a good call. But you can open it pretty far away from you, right?
It's a great question. It's a real good question.
I'm pretty sure
Top-
you can.
One of the best questions ever.
Thank you,
30
Mr.
feet.
Trump.
From you. 30 feet, and then 60 feet from each other.
Okay, so we'll say there's one there and one here.
Sounds good to me.
All right, and would you have walked over closer to it?
I mean, I popped it open in a moment, basically.
Like
as
a lamb to
yeah.
the slaughter.
and then I have not started walking
Okay,
yet.
all right, I'll tell you what.
But yeah.
You guys can.
When did the roaring happen? I guess I would have stopped
Well,
once the roaring happened.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. All right, we'll say you have portals open there. You guys are in sort of a loose cluster. Actually, Crow would probably be over here. Let's say like this, and Green is like there. There we go. There are your starting positions. All right.
Woo.
So with that, not the dice roller. Everybody roll initiative, and I'm gonna start adding these guys.
Can Kane roll a decent initiative today? Let's find out.
Wait, I want to add a turn for this guy. I have to. Stupid roll 20.
Oh my god.
If you insult roll 20, it only gets better.
I cannot click on the Colleen token, so
Holy
Oh.
shit.
Wait, it's you who controls Colleen?
it is.
Okay.
I rolled her initiative, but I cannot click on her token.
Oh, okay. Well, now you should be able to.
Rip. Well, she got 17. I'm gonna be all the wizards now.
Yay. Casters.
I can cast all the spells.
Except Fallon.
I'm sad.
Fallon can cast some spells as well, so.
All right, and Colleen is at 17.
How come the people with like the highest initiative got like the lowest rolls?
All right, so we've got
I take that back.
14, 14.
Can I throw Gamork at one of them as it swoops down?
You can certainly try.
It grabs Kamork in its talons
I
and
mean-
flies off.
Johan kind of threw me
Hey.
at him.
Drops him from 100 feet in the air. That's
Right,
messed up.
and
Kind of burn a wish.
I'm good. I'm good.
I wish there's a large pile of pillows under Gamork when he lands.
man,
I
And then the
particularly,
book still dies because physics.
I particularly feel pressured to only use it for spells. I want to wish for really silly
that-
stuff, but
Is that 3 nat 1s for our party's initiative? That's 3 nat 1s for our party's initiative. Wonderful.
I repeat.
all right. So this is the situation that you guys are looking at. Have at it, Fallon.
I'm considering. I mean, I can't see any of them, right?
No, you can see them. It's not.
Is that dark?
No, I mean the sun is disappearing, but you've got a good 15 minutes of daylight. Certainly enough to see some large, and as you look at it, it's a creature that's the body kind of looks like a lion, but it's got wings like a dragon, and its face is disturbingly humanoid.
I am disturbed.
What do I do? How do I check out what it is? Is that a
You can give me nature.
nature? I think I hit nature. Did I hit nature? I did.
Yeah. That's nature.
All right. Yeah. You actually recognize this because this is your favorite enemy. This is a monstrosity known as a Manticore. It's
I knew it.
basically what I said. It's a creature that's some sort of weird mix of a lion and a dragon with like a humanoid head. You know that it has long spines that stretch down its back into its tail, and that it can actually shoot those spines when it fights. They tend to just sort of roam in packs and hunt, although at times they might give themselves to the service of other creatures or even work with goblins or something like that. They also are somewhat intelligent, not particularly bright, but they're actually able to hold basic conversations in common, generally speaking.
Okay.
That being said, you have every reason to believe that these ones just see you as food.
So I'm gonna say, guys, what we got here are a bunch of manacles. I don't know if you know about them, but they really hate insults. So let them fly.
Don't manticores have like some sort of
They are
poison or venom or
flying.
something?
That's all that you have time for. Even letting him say that much on one turn is a little bit loose.
Your mother is a whore.
Definitely not time for follow-up questions.
Okay, so then I'm gonna flimp the one on the top
All
of
right,
the
let me
map.
see the distance here. What? All right, so it's
Flimp range is pretty far.
Yeah, but that is 133 plus it's up in the air 65. So it's not going to add the full 65, but that'll be like I'll call it
Range is 100 to 400.
I'll call it 165. Okay, so you will have disadvantage on this attack.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if it's within 100, it's normal. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
well, actually, I have advantage on the first attack against some creature
You
that hasn't
do,
attacked.
so that'll cancel. So it's just a normal attack.
Fine.
That does hit though.
It's pretty good.
And as I fire, I yell, "Your mother!"
And you hear, and as your bolt just sort of plows into its body. So 5 of the damages.
Hey, another nat 1. We're doing it, boys.
Can I also yell back, "What'd you say to me?"
All right. Anything else on your turn?
Have I used up all my actions?
Well, I believe that was your action.
Do I get a bonus action, or was it
You
the
do
check?
get a bonus action if you want to use one.
Remind me the limits of that. I can't like prepare like a dodge or something.
No, you can't do that. So there are certain spells that are bonus actions. You can do a minor action such as taking a potion.
Right. I'm good. I'll hold my ground and
Okay.
stare defiantly.
Brings us to Colleen.
She casts Mirror Image.
All right. Colleen is mirror imaged.
Excellent.
Just remind me if I try to attack Colleen.
Sure thing.
Colleens? Or is it 3?
Is Colleen doing anything else?
Nope.
All right.
Clinton's gonna hurl an insult.
I don't think she would insult. I think she would think they were neat or something, but I'm here to do combat stuff, not character stuff.
So this brings us to Crow, who is not. Oh, wait, actually, Crow can do stuff. All right. So first, yeah, he's going to go ahead and go into a rage. So actually, let me bring up a quick notepad. All right. And then he will run up to here. And he will also pull out a heavy crossbow. And make an attack against the same one that Fallon did.
Nope.
And he will. Wait a minute. No, he has disadvantage. He doesn't have Fallon's ability, so he misses. So you see the bolt go wide. All right. And now it's the Manticore's turn. So they are going to.
I sensed joy in his voice when he said that.
It was there.
Ah. This is too difficult. I can't keep track of where I'm trying to move to. All right. I'm just going to literally point at my screen in real life. So that one will fly to there. It will descend a little bit as it does so. And oh, yeah, we've got a tasty looking Alistair. So, Alistair coming at you.
It rips off his good arm.
There's number 1.
That does not hit because I use shield.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a wild magic roll.
Gotta protect that
Yeah.
arm, man.
Oh, and actually it's a D8. I'm sorry, repeat that because you still have that up from last time. Okay. So yep, so that'll be a miss. Here's attack number 2.
That one will hit.
And attack number 3.
That one will miss.
All right, so
Jesus.
it unleashes a flurry of tail spikes at you. You see it's,
From 70 feet away? Oh, tail spike. Like there's projectiles.
Yep, they're projectiles.
That's shenanigans.
You were like, wait a second. How can
This
you
doesn't
can't make a
any
melee
sense.
attack from 70 feet?
So, oh, it's not a D6, it's a D8. So you take 7 damage as you block some of them and sidestep some more.
It's
But
ouchy.
one giant spike sort of goes through and plows into your thigh. All right, and his buddy, who's been hunting with him for a long time, is probably going to execute a similar maneuver, but let's see. So it can get to there.
Also, Alistair's plan was to just not insult them if insulting makes them angry. So,
All of them attack fouling.
yeah, that's my goal.
Don't worry, I'll insult him
All
for
right.
you.
And actually, this one's out of happy range for Alistair. Or actually, is it out of range for him too? That's 67. Nope, not quite. All right, so this one's
Too much
gonna-
Pythagorean theorem today.
Yeah, I'm just sort of guesstimating, to be honest. But this
Add them
one's gonna
together
go
and
after
see if it's
Crow.
close.
So that's going to be a miss, but I need to check his AC. All right. Okay, it gets through with 1 hit. And rolls well, but Crow is raging, so. All right. And they all rolled initiative in the same general pile, so you guys will just be watching me make Manticore attacks for a while.
Hooray.
Manticore attacks.
Rip falling in Alistair.
Nothing's attacked me yet, right?
Nope.
Say things
But
like
you
that,
insulted
you're the next
its
one,
mother.
though.
Don't worry, I've got some good
Too
ones.
far. Also too
Coming
far, so these will have disadvantage against. Well, yeah, I'll just go after Alistair then. All right, so Alistair, here's number 1. I think that's a miss.
Yeah.
I suppose I'll try to kill
Nice.
Number
Alistair.
2
the
is a
number to hit.
miss, and actually
19.
Okay.
How is your AC so high?
Shield.
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 Oh, that's lame.
That's a miss as well, because disadvantage.
Hell yeah.
Them magic casters, they sneaky.
All right, so this one is gonna be able to get to there.
It ain't right.
I'll fly down.
It's better for your sorcerer not to die, so.
All right, as a matter of fact, these are all going to be too far away, so they'll just all go after Alistair, so I'll just move them now.
This seems unfair.
Why don't you just move away? Then you're safe,
I
right?
didn't even get to pick
Hey.
where I was standing. I just got put in range of all the manticores.
I mean, you're in
Well,
their
you
long
stepped up to
range.
make the
All
portal.
of these attacks are going to have disadvantage against you, and you have shield up. This is so much bookkeeping. All right.
Oh, wait, there was another one down there.
Yep. Okay.
Why is there no sound?
You don't have sound?
No, I don't. That's weird.
All right. So I'm now going to be making what? 4 more Manticores are all going to attack Alistair. All right, here we go. Attack number 1,
Great.
miss. Attack number 2, miss.
Hell yeah.
Attack number 3, miss. All right, so that's Manticore 1. We've got
Oh, crap,
9
I
more
can't do
attacks. Oh, that's going to be a hit. All right, so 1 hit. Because, right, 19 is your AC right now?
Yeah.
All right. That's...
You should just roll 60, 20 plus 5 and then.
Okay, so that's Manticore number 2. Yeah, I could... Whatever.
Just look for 14s.
That's... Okay, that's second hit. Well, that's not a crit because it has disadvantage. So that's 2 hits, and then we're on final Manticore.
It's really hard for me to tell what's hitting me and not when you roll it this way.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a miss too, I think.
All right, so 2 hits total.
Hooray.
So
where was the the one I already took? You mean, or
no,
2 hits out of the new ones?
All 4 of the bottom ones I just rolled.
Yeah, but those would have been the 16 and the 21 together, and the 18 and 17 are both misses.
I was paying attention. The 24 and the 25 were one of them, and
the other one that we first 19 and 23, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. Yeah. All right.
So here's number 1. So 6 damage, and number 2 is also 6 damage. So a giant hailstorm of spines goes flying in, and most of them do bounce off of your shield or sort of scatter on the ground around you. Colleen and Anya sort of have to duck out of the way. But a few of them, again, do get through, and one of them sort of lances you in the torso. And that brings us to Alistair.
Who I think is out of effective range to do anything. That's not true. Oh, okay. Discord didn't drop me.
Oh, wait a minute. I just realized you can open this 30 feet away from you.
Oh,
I'm just going to go ahead and give you credit that that this is actually here.
I'm back.
Hey, good. I just attacked Alistair a lot. That's all that happened.
Awesome.
I took literally every Manticore bullet so far, except for did Crow get hit once? I think Crow got hit once.
Yeah, Crow got hit once. One of them was actually in range to not have disadvantage against Crow.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go invisible. That's what I'm gonna do.
Are you hurt?
I'm a little hurt, a little wounded.
Little woozy.
Yeah, I'd put it into number form for you, but I can't figure out how. So yeah, I go invisible, and then I'm using my bonus action to get shield back with 2 of my sorcery points.
Okay, give me wild magic when you use invisibility. Okay, it's a D20 now, but
I think it stays a D8 until I get a 1, right? Until I get the ability back.
No, that's not how I said it. I'm just making. I mean, it lets me choose. So roll D20 though. Just roll another D20.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So you're now invisible.
Does that mean I have Tides of Chaos back then, or no? I think rules as written, I get it back when the wild magic happens, but it also just says the DM can make you roll at any time on the table.
Let me double check the rule.
Anytime before you regain the use of this feature, the DM can have you roll on wild magic surge table immediately after you cast a sorcerer spell at first level or higher. You then regain the use of this feature. So that's where you take away the D20 roll and you just are like, it's wild magic time. But I know that it's not how you want to do it. So.
Right. Yeah. If you hit wild magic, you'll get Tides of Chaos back.
Okay, but then I want to roll a D8 just so you know for future, because then I get my ability back.
All right. Well, I'll take that under consideration for this combat. This is how I'm playing it.
That's my turn then.
You know what? Okay, fine. I'll allow. We'll do it that way from now on. So keep rolling.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. You're not moving or anything?
Actually, that's not true. Yeah, I will move because they know where I was standing. like to there. I think there.
Okay. Halil.
Well, I think I'm pretty much out of any sort of effective range of anything. So I'm just gonna
Where are those magic shuriken?
limber up. That's still only 60-foot range, and
Pop through that portal, man.
so
You
I'm
could
just
get in
gonna-
range. Keep in mind that these are heights above the ground where you
Yeah.
are, not above that. They're more like 10 feet.
they're 10 feet. What?
They're 10 feet above
Above.
the ground that they're like
Yeah,
directly over.
yeah.
Yeah, if you go through the portal, they would only be 10 feet above you, so you'd be within range to shuriken.
Yeah, I'd also be putting myself in a pit.
Yeah, it would suck to take all those attacks, I bet. I bet.
Sounds like it'd be
I'm
terrible.
gonna step over here, sort of limber up, and take the dodge action.
Okay. Kane.
So let's see. What is my bow's range? How close do I have to get to the? Oh, wait, Alice's invisible, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I'm fucking outie.
Yeah.
Oh, and does that mean you're concentrating too? Is
Yeah,
that concentration?
invisibility is concentration, yes.
So,
Here comes like
Casey-
blind sense, and I'm just screwed.
Casey,
Mm-hmm.
quick question: would, if I still had it, would that power have been like a bonus action to use the invisibility part?
I think it'd be an action.
All right, because I was thinking maybe Kane like tries to do the same thing. It's like
I won't
shit.
charge you if you want to attempt to use it and get confused. I might charge you a bonus action at most. No, I
Well,
won't even do that. I'll allow it for free if you want to try to go invisible.
So, because Kane's gonna attack, like walk up to attack, and then try and turn invisible, and be like, "Fuck, I can't."
Okay, all right.
Okay, so 80 feet before it's disadvantage. Since I'm the third to last fucking initiative, I don't get right. My school broke shit.
Yeah, so you're pretty much out of advantage range. I mean, non-disadvantage range.
So I gotta move like 20 feet to get to a range of like any of them.
Well, but they're also high up in the air, so that'll add a little distance.
Should I pull up the triangle?
I put
calculator?
it in the chat earlier. I got it right here. Here you go, buddy.
Okay. I pulled this in soccer like last week. I like used the triangle stuff, and it was great.
You can get pretty close by just adding them together.
Pythagoras.
But
All right. So if they're what 55 feet, that guy's 55 feet, right? All right. So he's 55,
I just said
and it needs to be like 80.
you go to Georgia Tech, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Georgia Tech students shouldn't be saying that triangle shit.
No, that sounds appropriate.
You know, when you doing fucking this shit, like,
All right.
okay, so I gotta move like it'd be 55, 58 feet away. Wait, that doesn't seem right. Hold on.
I'm gonna hurry this along because we'll be here all night.
I was gonna move
I
like
don't.
20-ish feet,
Okay.
like, and I'm like,
Let me see. You were like here, so that's 25 feet.
so it's like 88. Am I close? I would just make an attack. I think I'm out of range for like not disadvantage. I'm gonna do it. Let's go.
You're 6
Let's go.
close. Yeah, probably. All
That's
right,
87 feet.
but
Oh, that's 60 feet. I thought that was 88 feet.
but you're actually good. That does hit. So go ahead and roll damages.
Just because I'm too cool.
So yeah,
11 damage.
you swing around, pull out your short bow, take aim, adjust for wind and all that kind of crap, and plant it in just below the collarbone. And it's
Nice.
extremely agitated.
All right. So Kane's gonna yell out, "Your mother was a Mantiwhore," and then try and turn
Oh
invisible.
shit! And as you do that, you reach for the familiar power, and you don't feel anything different. And you turn around and look over your shoulder at Halil, and
No, I think you're invisible right now. Kane's gonna believe he's invisible because he's looking at the Manticore.
Okay, fine. I'll allow it.
Yes.
And I'm looking at Kane, fully visible.
Exactly.
No, like he's like focused on it, like, and this I'm gonna move 5 feet to the left, like focused on it,
All right.
thinking everything.
All right. You done then?
Yeah, hold on. 5 feet. Boom.
Sure. All right. It's Gmork.
Well, with all of his ranged abilities,
Yep.
he's going to move right here and stare at them. And he's going to bark something. Like, bark really viciously. And Fallon's going to say, Jesus, Gmork, my God, I didn't know you had it in you.
Okay. Do you want to do a dodge or any such thing?
Yes, he shall dodge.
Okay. Cool.
And that's that.
All right. You know what?
And Anya.
Yeah. Well, those are what I have, I guess. So let's see. What's the range on this attack? No, I didn't write it down. How dumb of me. Okay, she might be able to get in range for that. Oh yeah. We're good. So Anya
Okay. Sorry.
is going to run to... Why are we drawing arcs?
I was trying to help the ranged people. If you get past that line, I think you're in range for like the 80 feet. If that's your like distance.
Well, Anya's gonna come up and she is going to attempt a hero javelin throw.
Until the Manticores move.
Shut up, Dana. I'll make a new arc.
Oh wait, actually she can do 2 of these.
Oh, damn it. I should have thought of something smarter a minute ago.
Alright.
Just thought of it. I'm
Oh,
going to
wait,
use it
you
on
know
my
what?
turn. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Actually, no. Before doing that attack, Anya is going to use Hunter's Mark on that one. So she is concentrating. And that's
Arc stupid.
down a spell.
Just a paladin with Hunter's Mark? What does it
Yeah.
shoot against?
Yeah.
Vengeance Paladin.
It's actually totally within the rules. It's a subclass thing, though.
I buy it.
Okay.
See.
And yeah, I'm pretty sure the multi-attack works with that. The only question is, I don't know if her smite works with that too.
It says when
Okay,
you hit
no.
it with a weapon attack.
Well, it's a melee weapon attack specifically. That's what I was checking. All right. So, but she is going to hurl a couple javelins. So there's number 1. That one does fly wide. And number 2 also goes wide, unfortunately. And you just hear sort beneath her breath. And that is her turn. We're back to Fallon.
Like golf clap.
Fallon has a question.
Mm-hmm.
If I move kind of maybe more in center of the portal, will I be able to see one of the creatures through the portal?
It's kind of like a shimmering veil thingy. So are you talking about trying to fire a bolt through it, basically?
Yes.
Interesting.
Would it shorten the distance, and I would maybe I still have advantage on a creature that hasn't. I mean, I guess they've all acted. Never mind.
I am going to say that's really interesting.
I mean, it's there, and I might be able to see one of them through it.
You know, I'll allow it.
Okay.
Yeah, so long as you have a like decent alignment with it, you can totally do it. Like you can't bend it through the portal.
Well, so if I moved here and I had kind of an angle, would I be able to basically go for, that's 25 feet, and shoot that one?
Let me see here. So you're going to shoot it through the portal at kind of like your max angle is going to kind of be like...
I mean, if I need to move down a square, I still could move down a square to get
Yeah,
the
if you
better
move down a
angle.
square, I'll allow it. That seems about right. Well, wait a minute.
Okay.
No, but you'd also have to fire up is the thing.
No, why would
because
Yeah, you
it's.
sort
I
of
could
lie on the
squat
ground
down.
with a
It's-
long.
It's
I
only
can
5
squat
feet
down.
above the ground. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. You're good. You run over. You sort of squat down to the ground and aim your crossbow up a little bit, and no disadvantage. Fire away.
Hold on. I had to
I
close
cancel the
everything.
portal as his bolt's about to go through. Just to. Well, that's a good idea, but I don't want to open this can of worms.
Shit. I can't
Nope.
see.
That's a hit. All right.
It is?
Yep. That's a hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
These things are big, easy targets.
So yeah, you floomp it for 11.
You hear right next to you, just huh.
And Fallon goes, dumbass.
and
That's all he's got. That's all he's got. He's bad at
and
being
it
mean.
shouts back, "Stupid!"
Meanie.
What'd you say to me?
It turns out these are Manticore children we're picking on.
Anything else?
You mean
Fallon?
murdering?
I wink at Hillel.
Cool. All right, we're to Colleen.
Oh yeah, she has to do stuff too.
I would have winked at Alistar, but he was invisible.
Yeah, I am invisible. Well, Kaleem was waiting for somebody to get in range. I don't think anyone did. Let's see. I don't know if she has any cantrips that are long enough. Oh,
Through the portal, my friend.
Nah.
Ice blast, AOE, portal
Alright.
town, USA.
If she moves over towards Kane, and Kane, you were that was like just over 80 something feet, right?
Yeah, I was
It's not
From where
120.
you're
got-
standing, it's
you gotta
gonna be
move
like
past
90. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not 120,
Not
which is all
120.
that matters.
All
So she casts Chill Touch.
Okay. So, yep.
Hasn't she
spell
like
attack.
missed every time she tried to use the spell?
Probably.
If that freezes its
Yeah.
wings, does it take fall damage?
Hey, she misses again.
Classic.
Clean it up.
Yep. The ghostly skeletal hand once again. Mm. Mm. All right. That'll bring us to Crow. And Crow. That's, what is that, 18? Crow is going to run through the portal,
Good luck, Crow.
emerging here. Oh, he's in a rage. He has no shits left to give.
I'm impressed you notice how my portal works.
Well, he just saw
Saw
Fallon.
Fallon.
Yeah. And let me see here.
Can you have two of them open at once?
Yes, probably, but I don't have another one, so.
All right, yeah, and he has extra attack, so he's going to convert to javelins as well and go through this one that Fallon just fluked.
I'm pretty sure I used two of them when we got onto the boat to take the scepter command
And I
back.
think, yeah, he's actually in range. So
We didn't rest. I thought we camped in that place.
No. I proposed it, and you guys did not want to camp.
It was Kane.
Man,
We didn't
I'm
want to
missing with all my NPCs. That's a hit. All right. No rage.
Yeah, we
damage,
need
but
Alistair's sister back. She never missed.
Yeah.
Oh, she definitely did not miss.
Yeah, that Ender Blast.
Yeah, and that thing also had 300-foot range, which would be amazing in this
Like
circumstance. All right.
9 shot.
But Crow does let fly with a couple javelins and manages to hit one of them. All right, and now it is all of their turn.
Can they just all go at once?
Yeah. I mean, that's how I'm gonna move
Let's
them, and then I'm
just-
going to attack. Is what I'm going.
Let's just say if you make one bad roll, it's for everybody. But if you make your first one's a good one, then you have to roll each one.
You have to hit Kane.
I like that.
New rule.
Oops. Let's go in there. This one. Go here. And yeah, you know what? These guys don't understand it. They do understand ganging up on people, so. And this one actually lands on the mountainside, and they're gonna go ahead and surround Crow. Can this one move that far? Yep.
What if one of them sits their fat butt on the portal? What happens?
Well,
Easy
Really,
target.
really easy to shoot through the portal.
and this one heard Fallon say something
Oh,
about his mother.
golly. I've been doing bad stuff. I've got
Yeah.
+4 to all my attacks.
Oh, yeah, you do. Sorry, I forgot about that too.
Well, we said that they were my favorite enemy, and I knew that they were, but
I'll give it to you on this one because I know you just hit it last turn. So +4, you said?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, wait a minute. Which one was that?
You get +4 damage
It's
against
actually this
favorite
one.
enemies. Damn,
that is
son.
correct.
Damn.
All
Son.
right. Well, I gave you. Oh, wait. And actually, it was this top one too. I
It's
remember.
greater favorite enemy.
Oh, wait a minute. But isn't your greater favorite enemy different from your normal favorite enemy? Or did it like upgrade all your damage?
I think it upgraded all of it. I can double check, but I'm pretty sure that was the case. I mean, I took
yeah. Go ahead and
notes,
double
but
check. I'll continue.
fine,
with
I'll
this.
double check myself.
All right. That being said, so Kane, these top two, you thought you were invisible, but they seem to be looking right at you as they unleash a flurry of tail spines at you. So let me go mark this off.
Guys, they have some sort of true vision.
Well, then so do I.
There's attack 1, Kane.
I know. Hit. That misses. Totally misses.
Okay. Attack 2 and
That
attack
definitely
3.
misses.
So
Okay.
here's damage
Haha.
from the first one.
Oh, wait, there's only one?
Yeah, that was only one.
Uh,
Okay, cool, Fallon. Thanks.
wait, 10 damage?
Did it
10
all
damage.
pump fast?
Wait. Why am I at 30 health right now?
Because you took some damage in the last fight.
Have you eaten rest since then?
Nope. Same day.
I don't like this anymore.
All right.
I'm regretting playing Kane at his intelligence now.
All right. Well,
This-
10 damage as a tail spine lodges
Wait, this is
itself
the
in your
same day we
abdomen.
fought the giant bug thing with the AoE poison field, or no?
Yeah.
I
it
guess I
is.
didn't pick an extra
It's
link.
Okay, I think I'm down a spell. Then.
No, you
All right.
picked like fiends as an extra.
Fiend language?
Oh, an extra language you get?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Oh, well
At
then.
6, well, real quick, at 6 level, you're ready to hunt even deadlier game. Choose a type of greater favorite enemy: aberrations, celestials, constructs, dragons, elementals, fiends, or giants. You gain all the benefits you get to choose an enemy that you already normally gain against your favorite enemy, including an additional language. Your bonus to damage rolls against all your favorite enemies increases to +4. Additionally, you have advantage on saving throws against the spells and abilities used by your greater favorite enemy.
I will say, for flavor's sake, I would suggest Infernal, which is what devils speak. But Abyssal,
Perfect.
Abyssal would also be allowed, which is demons. Okay, so, and here is number 2 against you, Kane.
Please no. Two of those hit.
All right. So
No
here's
making
damage number 1 and damage number 2, so 18 total.
18 damage.
Yep. As
Are
2
we
more
sure that's
flurries of tail spines come in at you.
Are we sure?
Yep.
Okay, boys.
I think that puts you at 2.
It does put me at 2. Yeah.
All right.
Look at you with that math.
Now we're gonna do a
Good.
whole bunch of attacks against Crow. So
Oh,
let's see
thank
how
God.
this goes. All right, so his
He'll love
AC
that.
is that. All right. So 1, Or wait, actually, yeah, that's fine. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so I'm just gonna count this up now. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. And
Jesus.
1 crit.
And 1 critical.
Right. Okay.
Crow?
8d8 plus 21, I believe.
So, and then, all right, so we'll make them. So here are the claw attacks that he takes. So 27, and then here
Oof.
are the bite attacks, and then here is the critical. All right, so that's
So how many times did he
34,
die?
61, but that's all halved because he's raging. So he takes
Max
30
damage
damage.
crit.
And
Did he get hit 7 times and crit once, or hits 7 times total and one of them was a crit?
no, 7 times total plus an additional crit. So 8 total hits. 1 was a crit.
Okay. Did you roll the crit twice?
I just rolled 2d6 instead of 1d6.
Yeah, but didn't you roll that 1d6 and the 4d6 up there? Because you rolled 4 dice, then 3 dice, and then 2 dice.
Yeah, so
Yeah, 7.
it's right.
And then
It's
Oh,
right.
okay.
Why are you trying to kill Crow?
But yeah, so anyways, you see the 4 Manticores go and swoop in around Crow. It's a storm of fangs and claws. You see him get beat up in a number of ways, although he seems surprisingly resilient under all that. All right, and that brings us to Alistair.
All right. Well, that lasted for a good long while. I'm actually going to pop out of my invisibility and try to cast slow on all of the ones around Crow.
Okay. What's the range? Oh, yep.
Yep, it's 120, which I'm plenty in
It
range for.
should, yep, absolutely. So they all do
And
a
it's a
wisdom
40
saving
foot
throw.
cube. Yeah. I'm just hoping they're not very wise.
Okay, yeah. So 40-foot cube. You
15
definitely
is the
can't
spell
get this
save.
bottom one.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So we'll go top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Will be the order on this.
Yep.
That's a great spell.
What's your save?
15.
Okay. Saves.
Cool.
Saves.
Cool.
Fails. Fails. So these.
Thanks, game.
Rip Alley.
These 2 are slowed, and they can repeat at the end of their turn.
At the end of their turn, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
And I'm now concentrating on slow.
Okay, and it can only make 1 attack. That's the key. So it loses its multi-attack, basically. All right.
Woo!
Oh, yeah, so you drop your invisibility with that. And give me a wild magic roll. Okay. Haleo.
all right, well, my dodging paid up. I'm now all supple and ready to go.
Stretch.
So to get ready,
Gotta limber up.
heave a
Limber.
sigh,
24.
ghost charge through the portal after Crow.
Oh, crap.
Alright, so that's 30 feet of movement.
It'd be cool if I could
just
give
gonna
you one
step
of my
sideways a bit,
greater
just to-
health potions to hand to K-Row.
He's actually, you fought with him before, and
K-Dog.
he seems actually kind of not that bad right now, considering all
Okay.
the punishment.
Cool.
All right, so now I'm just going to start beating this Manticore, because, well, why not?
Okay. No, wait a minute. The slow effect, it's, okay, -2 penalty to AC. All right, yep. So hit, hit, hit. Okay. Yep. You run up, you punch it, you punch it, you punch it again.
They also can't attack of opportunity. So if you want to run out of range to run back in, you're able to.
That's a 22 damage. That has been recorded. Anything else, Halil?
Nope. That's it.
All right. Kane.
So Kane was gonna try and sneak through the portal, thinking he was invisible, but he's no longer feeling it. Not feeling it anymore. How far is that tree? Oh god. Are these like rocks like right here? It's just like things I can hide behind.
I mean, it is a decently thick cluster of trees. It would provide
Like
some
where
cover.
I'm pinging.
No, I think he means up here.
Oh, where are you looking?
Where
I gotta zoom out.
Down.
Oh, that's
Like-
just like rocky terrain.
This is gray stuff. But is it like outcroppings of rock? Like I can
Not
like
really
dig
large
behind?
enough to hide behind. Like you could hide behind like this thing way up here maybe, but not behind this.
I need more bonus actions. Jeez. Okay.
I mean, like even this tree right like up here, like if you hid behind it and they try to attack you from directly across it, that would be some cover. I don't know about if they decide to go around.
I'm super far from all cover because I thought I was invisible. Fucking shit. Mistakes have been made, boys. Okay, fuck it. Cade's gonna attack the guy with the bow. He's like,
Which
surprise! I was invisible. The one right in front of me.
So like this guy.
That one. That one.
All right, go for it.
It's like, surprise! You couldn't see
Surprise,
me.
motherfucker.
Oh god, it hurts. Everything
Are
hurts.
those still in the air
And-
over there?
And your arrow sort of chinks off one of the hardened areas of its back.
I guess it's just that spike that's in my shoulder is kind of distracting me right now. All right, and Cade's gonna just go fucking 60 feet away because dashing. So like, hold on. Can someone like hold? Okay, hold on. Let me use a finger like Casey did. 60. Okay. Okay. 60 feet. Boom! I'm there.
Okay.
Peace out, guys. It
That
hurts.
brings us to Gamork.
He
Save me,
runs
Gamork.
through the portal and then over. Well, crap. Can he make it to here?
Yeah.
All right. And then he has advantage because he's next to Crow, and he bites the one on the top left
Okay.
real hard.
Sounds good.
The two below him
That
have
has
minus
advantage.
lower AC, just so you know.
He has advantage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fallon did go after a damaged one though.
Yeah.
Yep, and that hits. So 9 damages. As Gamork sinks his teeth into its flank, and it must make a strength save.
Oh crap!
And
What
it
the hell?
succeeds wonderfully.
That is a great spell.
Do I delete?
Wait,
Slow?
What just happened?
Oh crap!
Here,
Gamork-
let me give
Gamork
Gamork
died?
back.
I accidentally drew. I was trying to measure, and I accidentally drew, so I tried to delete my.
And you deleted yourself too.
And yeah, whoops.
Fallon was right here, though.
Yeah, I was kind of off down here.
Yep, that's where you
Okay.
were. You were right by Alistair.
Was I?
Mork was
Okay.
like,
Oh, immediately next to Alistair.
No, 10 feet away. You're good.
Okay,
right where
alright.
you have him.
Cool. All right, you should be back now.
Okay, sorry.
That's all right. Anything else for Gamork?
No, he's okay. Well, yeah, no, he can't do anything else.
Okay. So
I don't have
that will
control.
bring us to Anya, who.
Wait, do I have control? I do. Never mind.
What is she actually
good.
gonna do here?
Leroy Jenkins.
Oh no, she's kind of in an awkward situation, actually. All right. Sure. I guess she charges through 2.
Leroy Jenkins.
And she will come to... Actually, this one here is looking a bit wounded, so she will take advantage of that. You know what? She'll just stand right there. I guess leave a little bit of room. Okay.
I thought that was like a edge.
Oh, yeah, kind of.
I think she can. Yeah. They don't want them making a push attack against her. Throw her off the cliff.
Oh, wait a minute. But her hunter's mark is on that one. But she can't really reach.
She can move it as a bonus action, right? Or does they have to die?
It has to die.
Rip.
Oh, you can't. I think you can move. Okay. Who are the strangers?
If the target.
Oh, you know
drops to
what?
zero.
That actually kind of aligns, though. I'm gonna redo that. She's not gonna go through the portal. She is going to come up after this one. She can get one further. And say, "Hey, over here, you lazy animal." Or something like
You
that.
filthy animal.
And go ahead and...
Damn dirty ape. Touchy.
You get your paws off me.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's 50 feet up in the air, but... Oh, you know what? Actually, wait a minute. I know what she's going to do.
She's going to save us from dying.
The rest of us don't.
All right. She is going to use her channel divinity.
Sounds like a made-up term by the.
So
I forgot how to meme. I'm sorry.
okay. So you hear her utter some sort of oath in a different language under her breath, and now she is going to unleash 2 more javelin attacks on this thing, and she has advantage against that target, which cancels her disadvantage from before. That'll be a hit, and that'll be another hit. All right, so that'll be 8 and 17 damage plus Hunter's Mark, which is, I have to remind myself what that is, an extra 1d6. So 26 damage against that. All right, and now that one's starting to look a little messed up. And that will bring us to Colleen.
Would you say that these two are within 30 feet of each other?
Yes.
All right. Well, then Colleen's going to tidal wave above them.
Wait, does that work? Can tidal wave be in the middle of the air?
It says it's 120-foot range, and then it's 10 feet tall. But it says it crashes down, so I don't actually know.
Yeah, can you give me the exact text on that?
I can. I was trying to figure out whether it
Probably
works.
not going to allow it. I'm gonna
Oh,
say
come
right
on.
now.
They get knocked prone out of the air. It seems like a really good use.
That crashes down on... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, water that crashes down within range.
KC.exe has crashed.
Given the exact words, crashes down, sure, I'll allow it. It's a torrent from the sky.
Excellent. And it can be 120 feet in the sky. Braveshine, I'm doing your turn right now. So, yeah, she tidal waves them.
Okay.
Sorry, my phone broke.
Oh, it happens.
I was at
okay.
the store.
So they have to make dex saving throws. So here's the one
You
on
just
the
cast a
left,
cool spell, though.
and the one on the right. I think
They
that's a
both
fail
fail.
for both.
They're knocked prone out of the sky, so I hope they take fall damage, maybe?
Oh, shit. Well, go ahead and roll the 48 bludgeoning.
Well, that didn't work, but that doesn't matter. That wasn't the point of the spell.
And then, yeah, like, I'm thinking about this. I am going to say, I'm going to give them a, let me see here.
An extra save to regain their composure on the way down.
on a failure, it's just because they have a long way to fall. I'm gonna give them an additional strength save. If they fail this, they're knocked all the way to the ground and take falling damage. Otherwise, they're knocked down halfway. Just because they're 50 feet up, it's a long way. Fail. Wow.
Hell yeah.
All right. So the tidal wave knocks them completely down to the ground.
He should have done that on the ones on the cliff to knock them off the
Well,
cliff.
they're on the ground on the cliff.
They are.
Yeah, but if you
And it would
knock
have
them,
also hit Crow,
if you-
Gamork, and Halal.
And they take
It,
12.
it wouldn't like push.
It
them.
knocks them straight down. It doesn't knock them over.
I wouldn't. I mean, if it's a tidal wave, you'd expect it to.
I mean, the
It's-
spell is written that you knock
It's
them
basically summoning a giant wall of water in the sky. That's
Yeah.
pretty much what's happening here. All right, but that totally happens. And the one on the top left is distinctly messed. But
prone. Do they take fall damage?
oh, right. Top left.
Casey's like, damn
Right.
it.
Okay, now it's super messed up on the top left, and this guy's, and you hear them both sort of sputtering and gurgling, and one of them even manages to say shit. But that's about the extent of it. And now we are to Crow, who is going to go after the one in front of Halal, I suppose. Good old slow. So, and he will attack with his great axe. And okay, it's only a -2, so that's still gonna miss, unfortunately. That's a hit though. So 14. And I didn't put the rage damage in there, so that's a 16 damage swing. As it's a rather confined space, but manages to find an angle to bring his axe down on the thing. All right. And that will bring us to all of these guys. So this one is down on the ground. Yeah, it's going to go after...
It has to stand up too because it's knocked prone.
Oh, that's right. It only has 15 feet of 15 feet of movement. Oh shit. All right. So actually, it's just gonna beat its wings and get back aloft. So its fly speed is 25, so it's back 25 feet in the air. This one will do the same thing. Whoops. And let me see here. They are both going to go after Colleen,
Who has mirror image up.
who does have mirror image. These four, let me see here. I guess it's going to be, most of them will keep going after, two after Crow, one after Mork, one after Halal. And then there's this guy down here who still heard Fallon talking about his mother and is going to, or actually, wait a minute. It sees somebody running away and doesn't like that.
Wait, no. What? He's running away?
Yeah, it sees a cane trying to get out.
No, wait, hold on a minute.
And he really, really doesn't like that. Okay, so first we've got some attacks against Colleen. So Colleen, you do have mirror image up right now. I don't think you're concentrating on anything else. Welcome, by the way. Good to see you. You're being attacked by a bunch of Mantiwhores. So there's first attack against you, which I believe is going to be a miss. I got to deduct some ammo from these guys. Second attack, third attack. How do you feel about a 24?
Not great. How's the mirror images holding up?
Oh yeah, good call. So they got that one has to make a d20 roll to. Or wait, no, you make the roll. I forgot. So see if that one hits you. And I have to remind myself what mirror image actually does.
It's gonna be really math heavy with.
Okay, so that
Having
does
the
pop
attack
a mirror image, so you're down to 2 mirror images now.
Okay.
All right, and here's the second one coming at you. That'll be a miss. That'll be a miss. Okay. That looks like a hit, unless.
Let's roll. Alright, I think that hits me.
Yep. I think you do. Yeah, you do keep your duplicate, though. But you do get a nice tail spike in the. It sort of hits you sort of to one side. And 10 damages.
10 damages.
Is but a scratch.
All right.
It's also a third of my health.
So now we're
I'm
going to
at
have
2.
one of them going after Gmork with its bite and claws.
Oh yeah,
So
Kilgrimork.
here's the bite. Does that hit?
That's his AC, exactly.
All right. So it chomps down over Gmork's back for 11 damage. And here are the claw attacks. So I think that's 1 hit.
Yeah.
So 6 damage, as it also rakes Gmork with his claws. All right, now we have 2 of them going after Crow. So bite attack number 1 is going to be a hit. And I'll do the other one's bite attack now, also a hit. So that's 16 damage, but still raging. Rage is nice. Rage is love, rage is life. And the bottom one is slowed, but the top one has claw attacks. Okay. Gets in with 1. Oh, Crow is the Orog who is now with you. He is an acquaintance of Fallon's. There was a timeline shift last time, and he's now with you. He was the original reason why you guys went down. Like Anya said, an Orog walked out of the forest and asked for Fallon.
Alright.
So that's 2d6 plus 3. So 13 more. All right. And now
I
it
also-
gets a save against the slow.
Yeah, it's like 2 more saves.
That's a fail. All right. And now this bottom one is going to try to bite Halal. I think that's a miss.
That's a miss.
Save. Okay. I think
That's
that
a
makes a
save.
save. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So has now recovered from the slow. And bottom one is going to launch some tail spikes at Kane.
No, please, Bursty.
Just a second. I'll change it from now on, Alistair. I can't seem to read that spell right. Okay, so attack number 1 against Kane. That's a crit fail. All right.
Woo! Oh, he spikes himself in the nuts.
Yeah, no, that's why I rolled the second d20. Something like that might have happened if he'd rolled a 1 on that.
That would have been glorious.
All right. Attack number 2.
He misses.
7 damage.
No, I'm down.
All right.
It misses.
So as Kane is running away, a tail spike thunks into his back, and he falls down on the ground unconscious. So the final tail spike is going to go after Fallon, because he remembered that thing you said about his mother.
And I was just laughing, so it makes sense.
How dare you? Were you
So
laughing
19
at me?
against you, Fallon.
That hurts, yes.
Can I just say, like,
So 6 damage as
as
you
Kane was
also get a
falling.
tail spike.
Actually, as he was calling, he was like, "Surprise, motherfucker!"
So by the way, Kane just went down. I'm just making sure.
He's in range. I can prevent
Oh.
that.
Okay, actually, Fallon, undo that 7 damage. Are you doing that?
I'll protect Kane.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So
Yeah.
6 damage.
yeah, I've got to remind myself how the ability works now. I think you just go to half health.
He goes to 1 hit point and half his HP in temporary.
Okay, got that, Kane?
So 1 normal, and then half my max in temporary.
Yep.
Correct. So as you begin to fall to the ground, Colleen glances over and notices you slumping with the tail spine in your back. Makes a little effort of will, and you feel yourself stand back up with blue glowing motes surrounding
Surprise, motherfuckers!
you. And you know what? I'm gonna keep that 1 on you, Palin. Put that 7 damage back on you.
Oh, god damn it.
It
was 6.
it
It was
thought-
6, by the way. You said 6. And that's what you rolled, is 6.
Oh, I did. My bad.
Yeah,
I was
I took
looking at
7.
the first roll against Kane. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
took 7.
So the Manticore downs you, Kane, then turns around and fires at Fallon, and then it glances back towards your dead body and realizes you're still standing, and it's rather concerned about that.
Dumbass bitch.
So how would it have, I mean, I guess would Kane have even fallen for him to see that he fell to his death, or would he got back up? I'm just seeing how realistic it is that the third tail spike went my way.
I'm viewing it as 3 rapid strikes, so it's like strike, strike, move, strike, rather than a single flurry.
Feeling targeted.
All right, so that brings us to Alistair.
Taking a potion is a action.
Bonus action.
bonus action.
It's an action to force feed it to somebody else, but it's a bonus action to use it yourself.
All right, cool. Well, then I'm gonna use my bonus action and pop. Remind me the numbers again. Healing versus greater healing.
2d4 plus 2 versus 44 plus 4.
All right, I'll take a healing potion.
Okay.
Hey, that's pretty
8 HP.
good. That's pretty good. And then I'm gonna cast slow on that group again.
Yeah.
Just so I drop it on the one that still has it, and they'll all have to make saves again.
Top left, top right.
Save, fail,
Bottom left.
fail.
All right.
Is there only 3 of them this time? The one that was slowed before, I think, still has to make a new save because it's a new spell. Since it's concentration.
Oh yeah, because you drop the.
Yeah, I dropped concentration, and then I don't know if you want to keep it. That's fine, but
Nope.
fuck. No, come on, this math is not working out in my favor today.
You got an extra 1.
I
And
did.
give me a wild magic roll.
Statistics are bad.
I mean, I never took a statistics class, so.
Oh, that's not even the right dice.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Halal.
All right, well, this guy's still alive, so I'll keep punching him.
Okay. Hit. Hit. Wait, what's the? Oh, that's for that.
That's
Okay,
just
so
if it was a crit.
All right, so 21. So yep, you punch it, and it's ugly, again, disturbingly humanoid face.
Still standing.
And it spits some sort of like gooey, bloody blob back at you. You duck out of the way of it. It's still
All right.
looking at you.
Right, I'll hit it again.
Yep, you hit it. Yup, you come in under its throat. You hear it sort of, but it's still standing.
Boy, won't you die?
Anything else?
No.
Okay. Kane.
So would hold on, let me read it again. Does it specifically say? Can I do my thingy to levitate?
Levitate.
Yeah.
There's racial ability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I myself.
Is that an action? It doesn't say.
It's an action.
So it's up to you. It's an action. Dang it! It's gonna be like fuck you and fly and attack it. Nope. All right. I'm gonna say. Wait, hold on. How far am I? Okay. I'm gonna go run under that tree. I'm gonna use my action to dash.
Oh,
So you're
crap.
running to like there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under the tree and I'm gonna hide, hood up and everything.
Okay.
Hiding. Fuck this.
Hold on a sec before I look at your result. It's watching you do this. I'm gonna say that you have disadvantage due to the difficulty of trying to hide where you're attempting to hide, so that'll cancel out. It's
Okay.
just a normal check.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, you might be hidden.
What
I'm
is
not
that?
sure.
I rolled a 3.
You slip in, under the trunk. As a matter of fact, and as you look up at it, you're not really very convinced by your effort. But as you look up at it, you see it sort of wheeling its head back and forth, trying to spot you through the branches. And finally, it just turns around and looks back at Fallon.
Ooh. And Kane's head, he's like doing the Mission Impossible music.
All right, is that your turn?
Yeah.
All right, so that will.
So I think Gamork was before Anya. If you
Yeah.
notice, Gamork and
Oh.
Fallon are missing, and I think Fallon was before.
Yeah, you were at the
Fallon
very
was
top.
first.
I was before Colleen. Yeah.
So I think
But you
Gamork
also
was
had a 17.
4 actually, and you were a 17.
Right.
Work was the second worst. Fallon
But
was
I.
the best.
So I guess it's really Gamork's turn.
Yeah. So yeah, as a matter of fact, it just is Gamork's turn right now. So
All right. So he's gonna bite the same one he's been biting with advantage.
the top one, top left.
Yeah.
All right. Yep, that's a crit. Okay, so that is 16 damage. As sinks in, and you hear a bit of a snap of bone as he bites into one of its arms. And it has to make a strength save. And fails the save. Falls El Prono. So that means melee attacks against it will have advantage.
Cool.
You're beat.
All right. Anything else for Gamork?
Nay, good sir.
All right. That brings us to you then.
Fallon, if I move right in front of the portal, can I just shoot any one of the ones that are there, right there on the cliff?
Based on the angle, you're going to go after the one that's in front of Lael. You
After
might
what?
be able to thread the needle and go after the one that's in front of Gamork. I mean, in front of Crow.
I want to kind of go after the one in front of Hillel.
Okay, yeah, you can do that easily.
From like right here?
Yep.
Okay. I want to floop him.
All right.
Mm.
It's slowed, which means its AC is reduced, so that's actually a hit.
Oh, beautiful.
So actually, Alistair, that worked out. Because that one wasn't slowed before.
Cool.
So I get to, yeah, I'm going to do that, and it's +4.
All right, and you watch it sink in straight between the eyeballs, and it lets out a last, "No, your mother," and falls down onto the ground dead.
And I say, haha, and can Gamork see me do all that?
Sure.
So then he attacks the one he's been attacking again.
Yep. All right.
And this time, yeah, I guess the same attack.
All right. Okay. Yep. Has advantage, so that's a hit. Takes 11 damage. And Gamork jumps over it and does what seems like an executioner's bite, but you see the thing still sort of feebly clawing back. All right. Anything else?
Just a question. Was the one that I shot between the eyes, is it gone? Dead?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I mean, so there's a corpse there, and I'm
Oh, okay.
representing that.
Okay, just because it doesn't have the number on it now. Got it.
Yeah,
Cool.
so like actually, let me do my old.
Yeah,
So
perfect.
I actually moved it to the map layer, so like if anyone tries to walk over it, you will.
Got it.
So, all right,
Cool beans.
all done.
All done.
All right, Colleen. I see you pinging.
I see you pinging.
I don't think we can hear
Can
Braveshine.
you hear me now?
Yep.
Yep.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah, what's the
Switch to
condition of
Sprint.
that one?
What's the what?
The condition of this one?
It's in pretty good shape still. The one above you to the left is super rough. The one above you to the right has been beat up a little bit. It's actually kind of similar to the one on the bottom. By far, the roughest one is top left.
All right. I'm gonna move behind Anya over
Okay.
here, and I'm going to do. What is this? What's the range on this? Can't do that. All right. I'm gonna give it a nice spicy chill touch, I guess,
Okay.
and not.
Roll
The
a d20,
tradition
sir.
continues.
Roll a d20, sir.
There was a joke before you got here when I tried to chill touch one that you never hit with chill touch, and I missed as well. So
Not critically though.
not a critical miss.
It was. I think it was like a
You're
9.
good.
It was pretty bad.
Anything else?
Sob.
Okay.
Cries deep.
Swing. Do your fist in the air.
That brings us to Crow, who is first going to go after this extremely wounded one. Whoops, not heavy.
Crow's is up there fucking 1v4ing.
Wrong one. This one.
Aw, it's a crit.
Yeah, and it actually manages to miss because of that.
No. You wasted the crit, Casey.
Oh, wait.
Wait a minute.
No.
Aren't they slowed and their AC's
No,
dropped?
that one's only prone, but I misread its AC. Actually, that does hit. So yeah, he swings down his axe over its back and just executes the thing. So
Woo!
there we go. Woohoo. And he has another attack. So he will go after, I guess, the slowed one. Whoa. There we go. All right, that's also a hit. So 6 damage plus 2 for rage. All right, yeah, as he then brings his axe back up and around, and it mostly dodges out of the way, but he leaves a gash across its front arm. All right, now we're to their turn. And let me see here. So yeah, this one has gotten a taste for Fallon. So it's going to...
What does Fallon taste like? Does he get like a contact high from attacking him?
Smoky body odor.
It's actually going to pull back. But still... just go
How about it tries to like pull back and it notices someone in the tree?
This one is going to also back off a bit and fly further up. Or wait, no, that far. Actually, oh, that one's still alive. So yeah, it's gonna go. These two will both. Let me see here. Yeah, they're kind of focused on this. So they're gonna go after Anya. And up here, this one is going to slide over and go after Gmork. This one will go after Crow. All right. So attack. Oh wait, I didn't move this one. He's gonna fly back up too. 50 and move in kind of like this. All right, so first the ones after Anya. That is, all right. Miss, miss, hit, hit, miss, hit. All right, so 3 rounds of tail spikes hit Anya. It takes 20 damage. Hear a lot of chinging off of armor, but also, Colleen, you do hear her sort of grunt in pain a few times. A bite attack against Grimork. That'll be a miss. And a bite and 2 claw attacks against Crow. Hit, hit, miss. For a total of... Wow. All right. Only 4 damage with Rage. And you guys weren't around when I was rolling HP for Crow, but I rolled extremely well. All right. And this one is going to go after Fallon with some more tail spikes.
Jesus. Pass. Pass. No pass. Okay. That should have been the real 6 damage. Alright, we're good. Marked.
All right. That brings us past all them. Alistair.
Muted Alistair.
My slow is still effect on 1, right?
Correct.
Oh, wait. I didn't roll for that.
Wait.
Yes, it is.
All right. Then I'm just gonna firebolt the one that's shooting at Fallon.
Okay.
But that's not the attack roll. It's not how that works.
Nice.
That's a crit. All
For
right.
24.
Yeah, you reach deep inside and find that money firebolt that you've been getting as of late. And
Like it was spider webs or some shit.
as the thing opens up its mouth to say something about rubber and glue to Fallon, it just
No, let him say it. Let him say it.
It's a lob.
Because
He
I have
threw
a
a
line
lob.
now. I have a line now.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Because he says it, and then I say the problem with glue is it's flammable. And then I firebolt him.
All right. And you firebolt it straight in its open mouth. And
It explodes.
no, but it does cry out. Why am I censoring myself? It cries out, "Mother!" and just starts coughing smoke.
And Fallon gives a thumb up in the general direction of where the fireball came from.
Oh, I'm visible now.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
visible
then
for a few turns.
Then I thought I'd give you a thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right, by the way, Alistair, you have a
Yeah.
sense for this. You've got about half the duration on your portal left.
Yeah, no, I've been tracking it. I think
Okay.
I actually have exact. I think you're right. I think it's been 5 rounds. I've got a dice in front of me.
Oh, well, I also add one because I started us out.
Okay, then I think there's 4
assuming that
rounds.
a few seconds happen. All right.
4 rounds left.
Okay, Halil.
Well, I'd better get a step over this big corpse.
Yep. Climb
Stop.
over it.
Back in that one.
All right.
Let's go.
Roll a d20. Okay. So yeah, first attack misses. The next 2 do hit. So go ahead and roll damage. Yeah, you climb over it, and it completely doesn't even notice you doing that because you're sort of hidden behind its comrade's corpse. And as you come flying over, you sort of land a spin kick into the side of its face and whip it back around. And then you come in with sort of an uppercut under its chest after that. So what is that? 15, 25 damage. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Kane.
Okay. Kane's gonna be like, you're popping arrow. from behind the tree. I think I'm close enough, right? Oh, am I close enough? 54
Yeah,
feet?
you're good. You're good.
I think I'm good with that. Yeah, seems about right. All right. I'm going to pop an arrow from behind the tree.
All right. Now, that being said, you're firing through a giant cluster of trees. So I'm going to say it has half cover. It's going to be at
How much
-2.
how much would I have to move to get out of that?
Like if you went 10 feet up.
I will do that. I will go 10 feet up.
Okay.
Boom. Now I am firing from without the hindrance of. I can't English today. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
Short bow. Ah!
Okay, yep, that's a hit, and you will get sneak attack.
I do?
Yeah, because you were hidden. It lost
Oh,
track
I'm
of
not,
you.
gonna, you know what? I'm not going to question it. Sneak attack.
That's how it works.
It's been a minute since I've rogued. I'm sorry.
It has. So they put you in a big open area, getting attacked from the sky.
That's not the worst rolls I've ever
All right.
had.
Yeah, so you jump out, and you're like, surprise, motherfucker. And you don't kill it, but you do some nice damage as your bolt sinks into its chest. All right.
Mantiwhore! And jump back behind the tree and hide.
Okay, go ahead and give me another stealth for hiding. Same rule as before, just a normal check. No.
Oh, so just even though it wasn't like scanning it before, I thought it was because it was like
Well,
scanning
you
it.
just
That's
shot
why I
it.
got
It
disadvantage.
knew you were in the general area.
Okay,
And like I said,
okay.
it's
no,
kind of
okay.
light cover.
Okay, I'll take
You
it.
also yelled Manticore at it.
Come on, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. You're
Look
good.
at that. If I had advantage, but a crit, and I'd
Alright.
have been like invisible. Yeah.
Gamork.
Oh, Gamork bites the one above him
Okay.
with this. Oh, that's not Gamork. Here he be.
Okay, yep, that's a hit. Okay, so 10 damage as Mork bites into its flank, and good old strength save. Fails the save, so it is now both slowed and prone.
Is that like a -6 to AC? Oh, prone is advantage in this one, right?
It's advantage on specifically
Melee.
like melee attacks.
And disadvantage at ranged, yeah.
Right.
Oh,
He's slow prone.
And I mean, it does reduce movement as well.
yeah.
All right,
I thought I was going Pathfinder days of just stacking negatives.
got it. Anything else for Gamork?
He laughs with a bark. It's a barking laugh.
Okay. That brings us to Anya then, who that thing's 50 feet up, huh? It's all right. She is going to step up to here and throw a javelin at the top one. Okay, so that's going to be a hit. So 7, and she ends it rightly. So she throws the javelin in, sinks into its neck. You see a sputter of blood, gurgle. It tries to say something, but the words catch as it plummets to the ground and crashes. So, and you know what? We'll say it. Whoops. Never mind that.
Wrong layer.
There's an earthquake.
It moves a bit as that happens. Well, I'm moving them to the map layer when they die.
Tectonic shift.
All right. Anya will transfer Hunter's Mark over to this new one, and again utter something very under her breath in Draconic, and make one more javelin attack. Oh, and super fail. All right, javelin goes flying away. And that brings us to Fallon.
Fallon charges through the portal,
Okay.
whoop, runs around, and goes here.
Let me me see here. So that was only, it was 5 feet through the portal.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'll allow it.
And then he does this.
Hit. All right.
And he does the other hand.
Also hit. All right. So yeah,
So
go ahead.
So does it wince in any pain?
It does. Your first one comes along and slashes across its back, leaving a deep gash. You hear it sort of roar a bit, maybe the lion side coming out a bit. You bring up your offhand and just sort of nick it on the chin as it's roaring.
And I say, because I'm behind it, or at least I'm assuming I am, since that was my intention. So your mother rode like that too when I came up behind her.
All right, Colleen.
And that one's still 50 feet up in the air, right? 60 feet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait. Can I do that? What's the range on this spell? I guess I'm gonna use. You said the one next to Anya is still kind of beat up.
It's taken a few hits. It still seems pretty healthy, but it's taken a few hits.
All right, I'm gonna use my super special awesome wand,
I forgot
Okay.
my +4 damage.
and I'm gonna try to chill touch it again. I believe.
I forgot my +4.
Well, it
You
missed.
also
It missed.
forgot Gmork's attack roll, but I'm not going to go back for that.
Please tell me it misses.
It's been like a month. Been a
that is a miss.
I forgot how to sneak
on
attack.
the chill touch.
He missed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well.
Colleen
Alright.
can never land a chill touch. It has to always be misses. I want this.
Anything else, Colleen?
Eh.
Following on.
I think no, actually, I changed the statement. I believe that like the first one Colleen hits will be like a clutch one, like a boss fight. Like it's the finishing blow. It's a chill touch.
All right. So Crow is going to go after this one that Halil and Fallon have been beating up on is pretty beat up. So he's going to go after that. So that's a hit. Swings down on it for 7 damage, actually. With rage. And one more.
Nice rolls, Crow.
That
Not
is
nice.
a hit for 9 damages. All right, still alive, though, as he just thunks into it with his axe a few times. All right, and that brings us to these guys. And this one that's in front of Anya sort of shouts out, "Back! This prey fights back!" And it just goes to fly away. So it is actually going to dash all the way up to here.
It's at 25-foot fly speed, right? You said?
It's 50 feet.
Oh, 50. It was
speed.
25 because he was knocked prone. Okay.
Exactly.
I gotcha. That's really far away then.
Yeah. All right. This one is going to run away in the opposite direction. Looking at the bottom one now. Both sort of gaining altitude as they fly away. And these two here are going to trigger some opportunity attacks when they move away. So first is the one in front of Fallon and Halil. They're running away, boys. Do you want to try to punch them on their way out?
Let's go.
Yes.
Oh shit.
All right, Fallon. You are, I believe, holding your daggers, so I'll say that is the attack. You don't have time to
So
stow those.
the
For,
one that's slow, it also has its movement speed halved by slow, and then again by being knocked prone.
correct.
So it's not going to get very far.
Fallon's attack does hit, though, and as it turns to leave Fallon, well, I mean, how do you do this? You're killing it as it's turning to try to fly away.
I stab it in the back of the calf and drag it back towards me with the first attack.
Gosh.
And as it turns to face me, I stab it in the throat and said, "Shouldn't have opened your mouth." Then I just pull both the daggers out and it falls.
Brilliant. All right, so now we're to the one above Crow and Gamork. So it spends half its movement to stand up. And then it is going to attempt to, oh, whoops, wrong one, whatever. It's going to attempt to fly, what, like 10 feet in the air to get out of range. So both Crow and Gamork do get an opportunity attack, though, if they would like. Crow's going to go for it because he's raging. Let me see.
Shit.
Well, no, it's slowed, so that's actually a hit.
Okay.
Oh, wait. And if it fails the save, it's knocked prone again.
Yeah, that's why I did that. I thought about poison bite, but I don't think it does that same thing.
Did
Oh,
make
it
the
passed.
save. All right. That being said, all right. So it's now still slowed. Shaking this off.
So it took 27 damage, I think. Because Crow gets +2.
Yeah. It is still alive though. And it's 10 feet up above you all. All right. So on your turn, if you like can't do anything or don't want to do anything about the fleeing manticores, feel free to just sort of skip through your turn. Although I will note that Alistair's portal has been open for a little while. Yeah, we'll handle the denouement of this quickly. Alistair, it's your turn.
I am going to waltz through my portal.
All right.
And I guess I come out, I'm going to firebolt the slow one. Because why not?
Yeah, all right. Firebolt away.
Oh, that's not a firebolt. Damn it. I'm really bad at this.
That's a hit. All right.
For 9.
So you burn it. It feels burned. If Fallon's sick burns weren't enough already. Haleo?
And then...
sorry.
Okay.
Sorry,
no, I was
go
just
ahead,
going
Alistair.
to move a little bit out of the way.
Okay, sounds good.
Climb over this dead body, maybe.
All right. So, I guess I'll run over, jump over that dead body and smack this guy about a bit.
He is 10 feet up in the air.
Okay.
Let me think. How high? That's based
How about
on...
I just throw some shuriken?
No,
Sure.
I will let you. You can either throw the shuriken. Let me think, because you could
Jump on his back.
Yeah, you could vault off it. I would let you make an acrobatics check.
You
and if
leap into the
made it-
air.
and if
a
you
number
made
of
it, I
feet.
would let you try to rapidly punch it while you're in midair. If you make the acrobatics check.
All right, let's do it.
All right, mentally
Acro.
setting DC. All right, go ahead and roll acrobatics. Yep. You vault off of it, go flying through the air, wind up aligned straight with it, and very quickly unleash a flurry of blows, if you will. Not actual flurry of blows, probably. Yeah, I'm doing it based on acrobatics instead because it's sort of I'm viewing it as sort of a vault. Okay, so that's a hit.
I'm just being rules for you.
Yeah, thanks.
Bam.
All right. I'm giving you your full attack though.
Okay, so
Yeah.
So I could have my 3 then.
Yep, that's also a hit.
Wow.
Oh, roll a d20. Okay. You come up, you punch it twice, sort of in the chest, and then as you begin to fall, you go in for sort of like a kick, but just barely miss. And as you fall, you sort of land on your hands and just barely keep yourself from splatting on the rock.
Ooh. Ah. Okay, that's done.
Okay. Kane?
Well, whoa, what the heck? Hold on. Alright, no. It was like the whole map was gone. I scrolled down too far, I guess, or something. I think. How far am I from that guy?
From which one? That one's dead.
Yeah, the ones with red lines over them. The
No,
only one that's
the-
alive is this guy and the two.
Oh,
that are
hey, I can
really
scroll
far.
and I can have it at the same time. That's cool. 99 feet. If I move a max 30, then I think I can get close enough for a non-disadvantaged arrow, right?
Can't you dash as a bonus if you want to?
I guess I'm gonna use my full movement.
Okay.
I might as well. So, plop. Or is that too close to go plop?
Okay.
And say, is that close enough for a non-disadvantaged arrow?
Let me see. It's 60 feet in the air. That's 60 feet. If you move then I'll allow it. You gotta move a little closer.
Eh.
All right.
It has moved. All right. That's the turn order, not me. Short bow.
Short bow, give me
Don't
strength.
fail me now.
Oh, nope. That's definitely a hit.
Woo! Damage. And wait, it's not in melee, is it?
No, but I suppose you were hidden.
Sweet.
So I'm just gonna start narrating this. So Halil, you just barely missed this kick and see it starting to float away, and then about like 2 feet from where your foot was, you see this arrow come flying in and just hit it straight in the center of the chest, and it unleashes a roar and says, "Your grandmother," and then it crashes onto the rock. And it's
Is it dead?
It is dead.
And I'll just kind of say, man, Kane didn't even get to tell him something else. He had the last word. That sucks.
So, is anyone making any attempt? These other two are pretty far away, I think.
To do what?
Like, are you attempting to slay any more Manticores, or can I go out of initiative?
I think we can go out of initiative, right?
I think
Yeah.
Kane's gonna take a fiver.
I'm
Well,
letting him go.
Yeah, this thing is going to be pretty far away. All right, so yeah, on their next
No
turn.
wave. Goodbye.
So, all right. So we're going to drop out of initiative. There are
You all have
there are some
about
time-sensitive
18
things happening.
seconds to get through the portal.
Yeah, so Alistair shouts down that the portal's about to close.
I guess I'll run to the portal.
Run.
Bloop. Bloop.
All right, so I'm going to transition over to...
Kane's gonna poke at the dead manticores and like where the human head meets the like scaly body. Kane's gonna like poke that border.
Mantiwhores.
All right, so I'm going to clean up a couple things momentarily. Now, because various things were being thrown and shot, and some of the creatures got away, some of them you had to run away from really quickly. If you haven't deducted ammo, Fallon deduct 2 bolts, Kane deduct 3 arrows. Anya definitely lost some
Oh yeah, those are all normal arrows.
What?
Those are all normal arrows.
Yeah, I mean, you guys
Yeah,
didn't
the
say
first one.
otherwise. I always assume normal, unless
Yeah.
you say otherwise. So Anya lost... Oh, come on. Why do I not have the ability to scroll? This is bullshit. There we go. Alright, so I'll say she lost actually 4 of those. And Crow lost 1. Okay. Is there anything else that I'm missing? I don't know.
Can I have some zombie manticores?
No, it does have to be a humanoid, smaller
I
medium,
mean-
I believe.
They technically become just zombies.
No, but if you look at the animate dead spell, there's a restriction on what you're allowed to cast it on.
But zombie.
That's
It
Yeah,
take-
wig that one up so Kane can get the last word in.
brilliant.
Doesn't Kane also pass out unconscious?
No, he goes to
What?
health now.
No,
Oh, okay.
but Kane, the blue energy that's been surrounding you sort of dissipates, and you feel like shit now.
Okay, hey guys, let's take a nap.
All right. So you all sort of take a moment and gather yourself. Anyone doing anything in particular, or shall I just sort of narrate?
I am going to use 2 of my hit dice.
Well, you need to take a short rest for that. Are you guys?
Oh, are we
resting
not
right
taking
here?
a short rest? I thought we were staying at base camp.
Yeah, that's what I was about to narrate.
Okay, I was going to rest while everyone else sets up base camp.
Okay.
Wow, lazy.
Anyone doing anything before you leave this immediate area?
Can I like check any of the manticore bodies for anything?
Yeah, you certainly can.
They have pockets.
You find about what you'd expect. They aren't really like carrying anything. You do get a pretty detailed knowledge of manticore anatomy based on this. But...
Cover any of my bolts.
Wait, what'd you say? Oh,
Can I recover any of?
I mean,
my
I think I only
bolts?
deducted 2, and you shot more than that, so
Yeah, that's
that
true.
I was
That's
accounting
true.
for recovery.
Can I take one of their fangs? Do they have fangs?
They're kind of just like very sharp teeth, and they actually come in a few rows, almost like a shark. If you want to try to
Okay.
excise a tooth, you can.
I'm good. Never mind.
Okay.
Moving on.
All right. So yeah, you all sort of take a moment to recover yourself. Fallon takes a moment for nature time, and then you all sort of look at each other, shrug. You know, you think about all the damage, like all the hits that Crow is taking, and he seems like surprisingly okay. He's got a few like sort of deep, shallow gashes across his chest, but otherwise seems to be bearing it quite well. He does sort of come out of his rage and sort of walks away for a moment while he's coming off of that. But then you all just sort of look at each other, don't really say much, and trudge a short distance.
Fallon yells at Crow and says, "You probably would need a break. Can you keep up, old man?"
He just looks back at you. He like stops where he's standing, sort of turns his head most of the way around and just looks at you. And then he cracks this shallow but knowing grin at you and just turns and keeps walking. So yeah, you do head a short way up the mountain. The way you're following could hardly be called a path. It's probably like tramped down by just mountain goats or something like that. But you trudge upward through the vegetation, find a more or less flat shelf of trees and rocky soil nestled against the side of the rock, and you do set camp for the night. If you want to do any short resty things before you take your long rest, which I presume is about to happen, feel free to do so. Also, everybody, please do deduct another day of rations. And finally, yeah, so like night is going to fall. Anything you want to do before bedtime, let me know. Also, let me know what watches are going to be.
Fallon wants to cure wounds on Anya.
Okay.
So I'll cast that.
Did I already use my sending
Actually,
in the last session?
As you come over, Fallon, or actually, wait, let me see here. Okay. Yeah. You sort of come up and she looks at you. You lay your hand on her and hit her with the cure wounds, and she looks at you and says, "Oh, thank you. Thanks.
I guess you're welcome.
Sorry,
Awkward.
my brain went straight to the fact that, I mean, really, I'm feeling all right, but I appreciate it all the same.
And then I say, okay, and I turn away and I pull out my time stone to look at the color of it.
Okay. So before it was this very sort of neutral green color. It's taken on a bit of a bluish hue now.
And I look at it and under my breath I say, not fucking cool. And I put it back in my pocket, and then I walk away, kind of away from camp, kind of in the shadows. I assume somebody started a fire, and I gnome salted up.
You don't have any gnome salts right now, I thought.
Oh, well then I make my flowers into gnome salts.
Okay, so you'll have to spend the first couple hours of the night doing that.
I definitely do that then.
Okay, so you can't contribute to the watches. You will get a full night's sleep though, and you will get your gnome salts once you do that. So go ahead and batch that all into gnome salts. Or actually, you know what? No, hold on. Give me a check with your, like, you have like an herbalism kit or something like that.
I do have an herbalism kit.
Yeah, give me a check with that.
What do I do there?
You can just click on it.
I just did.
Okay, yep, batch it all into gnome salts.
So just turn from one flower equals one gnome salt.
Well, wait a minute. Let me see, because I remember there's a specific conversion.
I have 37 flowers.
It's a lot of gnome salts.
Yeah, just turn that all into 37 doses of gnome salts.
Okay.
All right. Really quickly, who are watches?
Kane will take first watch.
Okay. And then is it just the elves?
Yeah,
Or-
elves are 2 and 3, I think, to cut down on time.
All right.
I'll do two.
So, but during
Okay.
Kane's watch,
You
I was gonna say
something?
during his watch, he's gonna try to use the dark vision thing.
Okay.
Actually, can't we get by with 2 watches and only 8 hours of sleep if one elf watches, one sleeps, and then they switch?
Let me think. That would be. So if you just relied on the elves for watches, that would be 7 hours. Would be how long it would take, because both of them need 4, and you'd have to have one person cover like a middle hour.
Couldn't we do it in 8 hours if they just one is up for 4 hours, watches while the other one sleeps the full 4, and then they switch?
Well, yeah, but you're not doing longer than that anyway right now, and
Okay.
I figure so long as so long as you're taking that much time anyway, may as well relieve them of staring off into the woods for 4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, so Kane, you settle in for your watch as Fallon is brewing in the background, and the others
Brewing.
are settling in for some sleep. You attempt to make the mental effort that you did before to open up your dark vision, and you open your eyes, and everything looks just as dark as before.
Wait, maybe I wasn't invisible. That would explain a lot. Can I quick? When I went into the ring thing not the ring, or at the Vandal last time, did time seem to go at the same rate outside of the Bangle?
I mean, it's hard to tell because you sort of went into a bit of a trance when just like everybody was in the camp, and when you awoke from it, everyone was still in the camp. It's hard to tell exactly how much time passed.
All right, I'm on watch. I'm paying attention.
Want to give me some sort of like check for memory or whatever, you can
Sure.
give me.
What's the memory
Give
check?
me investigation for reasoning, basically.
Are you sure you don't want sleight of hand?
No, I do not
Okay.
want sleight of hand.
Investigation it is.
Yeah,
For
you can't
acrobatics.
tell. Okay. So what were you gonna say then?
No, I'll just stay on watch then.
Okay, give me a
Spending much
perception check.
time. I want to risk being like in the bangle.
Okay.
Hey, I see everything.
So yeah, most of your 2 hours is fairly quiet. You settle in though and manage to clear your mind, which, given all the things that have happened, is harder than you might think. And just sort of open your senses. As you do, a long distance away, maybe even like, yeah, you're not exactly sure how far, but a long distance away, you do hear a bit of a rustle and a thunk against stone. You think you might hear just like a goat going up the mountain. And then you sort of turn your head and look up the mountain, and distantly, very distantly, you hear a shriek of some kind,
Mm,
carried down on the wind.
mm,
Give me a nature check.
mm. Hey, that's pretty good.
It sounds reptilian almost. It could be a few things from what you know. Worst case, it's a dragon. But you do remember another set of creatures as well, called wyverns, that are sort of uh, dragon-like, but nowhere near as strong. You've even heard of rare cases where they were tamed as mounts. But they're sort of lesser cousins of the dragons. You'd think maybe it could be that. But you're not certain.
How distant did this?
Huh? Tired, Kane.
How distant did they sound?
Extremely. You're surprised you heard it, actually.
Yeah, that's right. We fireworks store, 4th of July. Been busy.
Gotcha.
But okay. I guess I'll just like if they'll be keep my eyes up, even though there are stars in the moon and shit. Yeah, I'll keep my eye to the sky to make sure they don't like swoop on us. Nothing.
Okay. Yeah, you do that, and nothing happens. They don't sound any closer. Fallon, you finish processing your salts. You stick most of it away in a little pouch. You watch as Kane trundles over and sort of taps on Colleen, and they trade places with Kane.
Oh wait, Kaleem was next. That was Halil.
Oh, is it Halil? I thought it was Colleen.
No, I called dibs.
All right. Yep.
Oh, I was gonna like do. Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Okay.
Dibs.
I'll wake
You're
up Kaleem
gonna,
normally.
you're gonna mess with me?
You
Maybe.
yeah, and so Colleen and Kane trade places.
Keep your eyes open for flying reptiles. I heard some reptiles, but they were far away.
Oh, lovely.
Else, maybe. Wait, what do temporals sound like?
Well, I don't know, Kane. What does a temporal sound like?
If only that little dude was here. He'd seem to know a lot about temporals.
I
All right.
can't say that I've met a temporal.
With that, Colleen, go ahead and give me a perception for your watch. Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
Look at these
Alright.
perception checks.
And you again pass most of the night quietly. You don't hear what Kane heard, and again, you're actually, after all the battles of the day before, just sort of actually finding a little bit of peace with the quiet night. You do hear the rustling of maybe some small animal going through the brush, but you're pretty sure that you're safe. Fallon, you finish processing your salts, and you go ahead and light some up before you go to bed. Go and roll that d20. Okay. So, as you inhale the fumes, a familiar sense of peace settles over you. The scenery doesn't change, though. You find yourself just sitting on some random rock. You found one that's, fairly flat with a bit of a rise behind you for some lumbar support. Just sort of looking back down over the plain. You glance left, and what you see nearly causes you to fall over in shock before you realize what it is. A massive creature is sitting beside you, its knees folded up to its horned head, great wings folded behind its back, and its left hand held over a giant mace. Nice to see you again, it says.
Okay, and I say, crap. Okay, what's up?
You
Had a rough day.
Oh, what happened?
Manticores, women trouble.
Women trouble. Yeah, that's for you to figure out. Anyways, I'm curious. Did you ever figure out the riddle I told you?
Hold on, because I wrote it down. I think I did. I just need to look at it again to remember.
Yeah.
Or at least I'm going to claim I did. Somebody's giggling. Was it the abyss?
Close, but not. Maybe it's the kind of thing you need to experience for yourself, but let's just say that if I'm reading the situation right, we're not just dealing with this problem of whether people are happy or people are upset or people are getting burned by hot irons in my torture chambers. We're talking about any of that versus none of that. And I'm not sure the big boss has noticed yet.
So I said, oh, the nothing.
Oh, you did figure it out.
Oh, that's good. I like it. Who's the boss?
He points at your ring. We all report up. Hell is a hierarchy.
Carulo. Hot damn.
He pointed at the other ring.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I forgot about that one.
That was a plot twist.
Could that be a funny joke?
Carulo.
He could correct me and say no, the other one.
Well, no, I mean, do you say Carulo anyway, even though he pointed at... I mean, he has big hands. Maybe you missed. So I'll say that. Maybe you missed which ring he was pointing at. And he looks at you and he says, Carulo. I'm talking about that ring right there.
Oh, that ring. So many rings these days. Yeah, he's what's he about these days anyway?
Still the usual, I'm afraid. Plotting world domination, it's what we do, right? But
You need to have a goal.
yeah, keep it simple. Frankly, it's a little worn out with all the stories, but I mean, how much bigger are you gonna shoot, really? And besides, I think he just likes having us to boss around. At least I'm close enough to the top of the chain that I get to boss around more people than boss around me.
So I say, have you noticed this whole time nonsense?
Explain.
Well, apparently these other fellas and I keep jumping around at different times. You see that ugly Orog over there?
Yes.
I wasn't here 2 days ago, and now he's talks like we've been hanging out for weeks.
You're saying that your memories don't match what seems to have happened.
Yeah, more than once now, apparently. We can
Interesting.
feel it.
It might be related. The reason I told the riddle before, rather than just speaking directly, you had something in your head. It was preventing me from saying anything too direct that it didn't want you to know.
Yeah, that seems to be gone.
Oh, well, I did notice that. We have been having a much more free conversation. And along those lines, there was one more thing I wanted to talk about. Have you ever wondered why animals behave so strangely around you? Not just the more obvious recent examples, little things like birds not running away as fast as they should, or ants swarming around your feet.
I have at times, yes.
Well, I might be able to shed some light on that. What do you say?
Shed away.
Alright, well, look, sure, you had some abilities, and now they're gone, but the root of those abilities goes deeper than that. Do you know where the Yuan Ti come from, Fowlin? The snake people.
I believe they worshipped snake gods and then kind of became snakes.
More or less, yes. The gods they worship, they name them Dendar and Mershulk and Seth.
Seth.
They seek only knowledge and power and the might to rule, but all of these really are but aspects of Alkadir. They're pragmatists above all else. They rid themselves of their human emotions and gained the aspect of snakes. Well, to varying degrees. I'm sure you saw when you went through the city. Some of them are very snake-like, and some could pass for human. Purebloods, they call them. And sometimes they mix with other people. In rare cases, they have children. Do you understand what I'm getting at?
I have a snake dead.
Mother, actually.
Matilda.
Matilda.
And then Fallon says, Jesus Christ. Now
You're a
Slytherin.
joker.
I mean,
That's
what's up?
unfortunate.
Oh god.
Fallon
Yes.
says, I don't feel like a snake. I look at
No.
my hair.
And that's because you're human. When races such as the Yuan-Ti have children with humans, the offspring, generally speaking, come out human. But that doesn't mean you're altogether normal. I mean, there's the obvious, but I'm talking about the slightly less obvious.
I was about to say. I mean,
All that. Go ahead.
Right, so, like, anything specific?
Well, what I've been able to piece together of the story, your mother was a Yuan-Ti agent sent into the larger world, seeking, among other things, influence. She should happen to find some magical, powerful item that might be worthwhile, and maybe she found one. Maybe she had a child on her way back and left that child with a ring. And maybe she lives still. That being said, I hope you don't have a strong need for a father figure in your life, because I'm pretty sure he's dead.
No, pretty solid on that. Did you recall anything about that person?
Wait, which one?
The father figure? You didn't give
Oh.
any details there, right?
Yes, I don't know how important they are, really. Some human farmer living in the northeast of the human territory. Your mother wanted sex. Excuse me.
As mothers often do. Go on.
She wanted sex. Anyways, but yeah, unprotected
Sex.
foulings happen, right?
How many snake brothers and sisters do I have? Is this truly like the recent Guardians of the Galaxy?
Well, it's usually like nine snakes to like eggs laid and stuff. So like,
To be honest, I haven't really checked. I've mostly been interested in you and in torturing poor demented souls.
If I kill my siblings, do I gain their power?
That's an interesting question. There might be a road you could go down.
A road less traveled. I don't want to go down the main path.
Yes. Indeed. Anyways, all that is to say, this background does open you up to my influence, let's call it. Suffice to say, if you ever need help, want power, that ring there, you know my name, yes? It's okay, don't worry.
One more time.
Names are hard, I get it, even when they're giant, massively powerful pit fiends. Imra.
Ah, that's right. Sorry. It's been like 2 months since we...
Yes, well, suffice to say, I will leave you for now, but if you want power, focus
Like
on...
what? What do I have to give up? What power? What are you talking about?
What do you have to give up?
I don't know. You're a demon, right?
Yes, we do so like ensnaring mortals. I'll tell you what. First of all, let's set aside the trope, I don't need your soul. All
Good.
I need is that when I show you the enemy, you agree to fight it.
How about I'll agree to fight it if I agree?
That doesn't sound like much of an assurance.
If I agree it's an enemy, I'll fight it. I'm just saying,
Okay. So we're saying if you're being a coward, then I get to roast you.
Right.
Okay. Agreed. In that case, shall we come to my place for a moment? I have something to show you.
I look back at Anya and I was like, yeah, no action going on here. What's up?
All right. He picks up his mace and sort of swirls it around his head and down, and a big gout of fire opens up, and through it you see an opening to the rather plush-looking room that you guys were in before. And he says, "After me," and steps through it.
Frowen sees a pair of Radiclus.
This is 50 Shades of Grey. I follow.
Okay. And he sort of lifts a beckoning finger, and you see Gamork rouse and come bounding through after you.
Gilmore gets second hill.
He walks you actually past the chairs, opens a large door on the other side of the room, and through it, you actually see a long range, basically, or not too long, maybe about 60 feet in length. That's kind of long, actually. Call it 40 feet. And at the other end is what looks like a target dummy, although it's been sculpted rather nicely to look like some random person who's out of their mind, like shit scared. And he's and then he gestures for you to sort of come up to the head of the range.
Okay.
All right. He says, "I'm going to lend you a bit of my power. Little bit of shadow flame. You'll have the ability to do this once per day. Bit of a coup de grace, if you will, something to rely on when other powers fail you.
Got
You
it.
have a crossbow, right? Take it out.
I flourish. I do it stylishly.
Give me performance.
How do you flourish across? I guess it's a good like little spin.
I can do this. Don't worry. Did we say performance?
Yeah.
Natural one.
Oh, okay.
How
Shoot.
about that, Kane? How about that, Kane?
It was a crit, you know. I almost did it.
You just casually reach behind you, take out the crossbow, and you sort of spin it in this spiraling, it's not just a simple 360, it's sort of corkscrewing. And just as you bring it around, it comes in perfectly level and you slam the bolt on it.
Like spin it like a basketball.
Imra gives a small applause and then sort of raises another finger. And Gmork, standing next to you, dissolves into shadow. And you see this tendril of shadowy energy reaching up towards the bolt itself and starts spiraling around. And as it does, a deep red flame also emerges from behind the bolt. And Imra gestures down the range. Fire.
Floomp.
Go ahead and roll flume.
Okay. Fine.
Critical fail.
I love how you're on my side.
I want hilarity. Okay. Dang it.
As the bolt leaves the crossbow, there's an eruption of flame, and then a giant shadowy form emerges from it. You lose sight of the bolt, and what you realize is basically a massive shadow wolf that is riding along the bolt. It fires down towards the end of the range, and the dummy explodes in a gout of flame and shadows that wreath it. And as that all dies down, you see Gmork standing next to what's now a completely ruined target.
And Gmork and I share a wry smile. Like, eh?
From somewhere, you don't know where he got it from. You see Imra bring out, and actually, let me think about this. He brings out what appear to be two cocktails of some kind, and picks one up and just sort of daintily in between his fingers and holds the other one out to you.
I'll take it.
And he says, "To our new working relationship."
And I clink the glass, and before I drink, it's like, I just hope you don't make me like suicide to a dragon, you jackass. And I drink.
and as you drink, the air sort of swirls around you, and in short order, you find yourself sitting back on the hillside, and where Imra was sitting before, Gmork is now plumped down next to you.
Cool.
All right. Anything else in particular before you kind of go to bed?
I look at him and I say, you're all right. Or wait, did he already disappear?
You can say something while the room is starting to spin if you like.
I'll say, you're all right, and then I'll find my bedroll and pass out.
All right, cool. So Colleen, your watch passes. Halal, give me a perception for your watch. Okay. Yeah, you hear the same night sounds that the others heard. You also don't hear any shrieks from up the mountain. Again, you're pretty confident that if there is anything of the kind, it's rather far away. And the rest of the night passes. You wake up, and you all sort of gather yourselves. Some of you might have a quick bite for breakfast. You pack up your things and look at a very steep slope in front of you. As you got close to this mountain, realize that the thing is almost 3 miles tall. And that is where we're going to leave off for tonight.